You're a walking curse, Sophie. Greg's voice exploded like a thunderbolt in Horizon Events' Seattle office, silencing the clatter of keyboards and murmurs. I stood paralyzed at my desk, my heart slamming against my ribs so hard it ached, as 60 colleagues swiveled to gawk, their stares cutting me like broken glass. My boss's face was a furnace of rage, his fingers stabbing the air, venom dripping from every word. I'd just demanded our missing bonuses, 5th time this month, and now he was ripping my soul to shreds in front of everyone. "You're poisoning this company, spreading vile lies about me," he bellowed, charging toward me, eyes wild with fury, spit flying. "Horizon doesn't need your toxic heart." I gripped my desk, nails digging into the wood, my voice trembling but sharp as a shard. "Greg, we earned those bonuses. The Carter Gala was our blood, our tears. Where's our money?" He laughed, a cruel, jagged slash that carved through my pride, leaving me bleeding. "Money? You think you deserve a dime for this chaos? You're not worth the dust on your desk." The silence was a guillotine, slicing my breath. Every glance a fresh wound. Mia, my work sister, stared at her hands, fingers twitching, face blank as stone. I'd trusted her with my deepest fears, poured my heart out, and now she was a ghost, abandoning me to this massacre. Not worth it? I stepped forward, tears burning my eyes, voice cracking with defiance. "I landed Carter, Greg, me, Mia, the team. We handed you a fortune. You're hiding something, and I'll burn it to the ground to find it." His eyes flickered, a crack of panic shattering his mask, but he sneered, voice thick with contempt. "You're a lunatic, Sophie. One more word, and you're erased from this place." My chest heaved, but I leaned in, voice low, lethal, trembling with rage. "I'm not the one shaking, Greg. You're terrified." "Security!" he roared, arms slashing the air, face purple with wrath. "Get this traitor out, now!" 2 guards materialized, faces blank, and my stomach plummeted like a rock. "You can't bury the truth!" I shouted, tears flooding my cheeks, voice raw with desperation. "I'll expose every rotten piece of you, Greg." "Out!" he screamed, pointing at the door, voice a thunderclap that shook my bones. "You're dead to Horizon, dead to me." I yanked my bag free, shoving a guard's hand away, heart a blazing inferno. "This is just the spark," I said, voice a vow, tears scorching my face as I glared into his soul. I stormed to the elevator, pulse a deafening roar. Mia caught me, voice quivering, barely piercing my pain. "Sophie, why'd you push him so far? He's completely unhinged." "Unhinged?" I spun, tears streaming, voice shattering like glass. "He's stealing from us, Mia. You know it, and you just watched him gut me alive." Her eyes dropped, voice a whisper heavy with shame. I froze, Sophie. "He's a monster." "And I thought you were my family," I said, words slicing deep, wounding us both. "Guess trust is just another lie." As the doors closed, fury swallowed my heartbreak. Greg thought he'd crushed me, but I'd tear his world apart, starting tonight. The memory surges like a tempest, engulfing me in its raw, unyielding pain. I see Tara, a young planner with a radiant spark, broken by Greg's cruelty last spring. She'd stayed late for weeks, crafting a client pitch, her eyes glowing with hope as she presented it. Greg tore it apart in a team meeting, voice booming. "This is pathetic, Tara. You're wasting my air." Her face crumpled, hands trembling as she tried to defend her work, only for him to sneer, "You're not built for this." Later, I found her in the break room, sobbing, her resignation scrawled on a crumpled napkin, voice a broken whisper. "I thought I could shine here." She left Horizon the next day, her light snuffed out, her dreams ash. That pain ignites me now. Greg's theft isn't just money. It's spirits shattered, futures stolen. I'll fight for Tara, for all of us, until his lies are dust. That night, My apartment was a war zone. Laptop glaring like a beacon, papers strewn like shrapnel, coffee cold and acrid. The Carter Gala had flooded Horizon with $6 million, and our bonuses, $9,000 each, were promised months ago, sworn on Greg's smirk. Nothing came, and his excuses grew flimsier, his grin wider. Last week, I'd caught him on the phone, chuckling about juicy side deals. My gut screamed he was robbing us blind. I typed an email to Jenna Carter, our biggest client. Urgent meeting. I've got proof Horizon's betraying your trust. My finger hovered over send, fear clawing my chest like a beast. This could end me, torch my career. I clicked it, heart thundering, defiance roaring louder than doubt. An hour later, Jenna replied, 2 p.m. tomorrow, my office. Bring everything. My breath caught, hope flaring like a star. Greg's empire was about to quake. Jenna's office was a sleek fortress of glass and steel, her presence a storm as she leaned forward, eyes piercing my soul, voice steady but crackling with urgency. Sophie, you're shaking like you've seen a ghost. What's Horizon hiding from me? I swallowed, throat tight as a noose, voice raw with desperation, tears prickling my eyes. Jenna, Greg's a thief, a liar. Our bonuses from your gala, erased, stolen. I'm dead sure he's siphoning your money too. Her jaw clenched, pen freezing mid-stroke, voice dropping to a razor's edge. That's a massive accusation, Sophie. You've got hard proof, or is this just your heart screaming? Not solid yet, I said, leaning in, voice cracking, fierce with conviction, tears threatening. But I heard him, Jenna, gloating about secret profits while we beg for scraps. He's betraying us all, you included. She studied me, eyes softening, but her voice stayed sharp, probing my core. You're walking into a lion's den. Why risk your whole world for this? Because it's ours, I said, tears spilling, voice trembling with passion, raw and unyielding. Your gala was a miracle because of my team's soul, not Greg's lies. He can't steal our fight, our worth. Jenna's lips twitched, a spark of awe in her eyes, voice warm but resolute. I'll rip open the gala's books. If you're right, Horizon's done with me. My heart surged, but fear gnawed, cold and relentless, a shadow in my chest. He'll hit back, Jenna. He already threw me out like garbage. Then hit harder, she said, smile fierce, voice a call to battle. I'm betting on you, Sophie. As I left, my phone buzzed. Mia. Greg's calling you a snake to everyone. Stay safe. I ignored it, fists clenched, tears drying to steel. Let him squirm. I was coming for blood. Back home, I tore through old files, eyes catching a gala budget. $500,000 funneled to Apex Ventures, a phantom name reeking of deceit. My pulse raced, truth clawing closer, sharp and alive. I think of Leo, a tech who spotted budget holes last fall, his courage a quiet fire. He went to Greg, voice steady, presenting evidence, believing in fairness. Greg smirked, reassigned him to dead-end tasks, then lost his contract. I saw Leo in the parking lot, packing his car, face ashen, voice hollow. I thought honesty would matter. He vanished from Horizon, his spirit crushed, his fight snuffed out. That image fuels me now. Greg's greed is a plague, and I'm the cure, burning bright. My doorbell rang, sharp as a blade. Mia stood there, clutching a flash drive, tears flooding her face, voice shattering. I got the gala ledger, she sobbed, eyes pleading, raw with guilt. Nobody can know it was me. Why now? I asked, voice raw, heart twisting with betrayal, tears close. You left me to burn, Mia. Watched him destroy me. I know, she cried, voice breaking like glass, body shaking. I was a coward, Sophie, terrified. I'm trying to earn your trust back. Please. I took the drive, tears blurring my vision, voice softening, heavy with pain. Okay, But you're in this fire now. No running. She nodded, fleeing into the dark, her sobs echoing. I plugged it in, heart hammering. The ledger was a warhead, screaming Greg's crimes to the heavens. The cafe was shadowed, but Jenna's voice was a flare as she slid a folder across, eyes blazing with righteous fury. "You nailed it," she said, voice low, electric with purpose. "Gala books are a train wreck. $600,000 to Apex Ventures, a ghost company. Pure fraud." My hands trembled as I flipped through. Fake invoices, illicit transfers, all branded with Greg's greed. "This is his end," I said, voice shaking with triumph, tears of vindication streaming down my face. Jenna's voice hardened, a vow carved in stone. "I'm dragging Greg before the board tomorrow. You ready to bury him alive?" "Born for it," I said, heart soaring, voice fierce with resolve, tears drying to fire. "He's not slipping this noose." As I left, my phone rang. Greg, voice a snarl, thick with menace, shaking with fear. "You're digging your own coffin, Sophie." "Coffin?" I shot back, tears flooding, voice a wildfire consuming all doubt. "You stole our dreams, Greg. I'm not hiding. I'm tearing your lies to pieces." "You're a speck," he hissed, voice quaking raw with panic. "I'll crush you like nothing." "Crush me?" I laughed, raw, fearless, heart thundering like a storm. "You're crumbling, Greg. I'm the flame burning you down." I hung up, adrenaline roaring, tears forging steel in my veins. He was unraveling, and I was a hurricane. That night, the ledger seared my eyes. $650,000 siphoned, bonuses obliterated, client trust defiled. I thought of Nora, a marketer who challenged payouts last summer, her spirit bold. She confronted Greg in a team call, voice steady, demanding answers. He humiliated her, voice icy. "You're clueless, Nora, embarrassing yourself." Then he slashed her roll, froze her out. I found her in the stairwell, sobbing, face buried in her hands. I thought truth would win. She quit, her spark extinguished, her heart broken. That memory forged me. Greg's lies are a cancer, and I'll rip them out, root and stem. I texted Jenna. "Ledger's a guillotine. Tomorrow he's done." My heart pounded, fear and fury a tangled dance, but I was ready. Mia called, voice panicked, sobbing uncontrollably. "Greg knows I helped. He's threatening my whole life." Guilt stabbed me, tears falling, heart breaking for her. "Hold tight, Mia. We're almost there." "I'm trying," she cried, voice shattering. "Don't let him destroy us, Sophie." "Never," I said, voice a vow, tears streaming down my face. Greg's downfall was hours away. Carter Enterprises' boardroom was a crucible. Jenna, 7 board members, Greg, and me, the air crackling with raw, electric tension. Greg's smile was a fractured lie, eyes darting like a cornered wolf's as I walked in, ledger heavy in my hands, heart a war drum pounding for justice. Jenna stood, voice like a blade, cutting through the silence. "Greg, explain Apex Ventures. $650,000 gone, while your team starves for what's theirs." Greg's laugh was brittle, hands twitching, voice strained, cracking at the edges. "It's standard, Jenna, just consulting fees. Nothing to see here." "Nothing?" I slammed the ledger down, tears flooding my cheeks, voice raw with fury, shaking the room. "You're a leech, Greg. You stole our bonuses, bled us dry, betrayed everyone." His face twisted, voice rising, desperate, a cornered animal. "You're a fraud, Sophie. This is a pathetic, vengeful lie." "Lie?" I stepped closer, voice trembling, heart a blazing furnace. "You fired me for asking questions, crushed my team's souls. These numbers scream you're a thief, and I am your reckoning." The board stirred, faces darkening, whispers sharp as knives. Greg's voice cracked, pleading, tears glinting. "She's nobody, Jenna. A bitter ghost. Don't fall for her act. I trust proof, Jenna said, voice ice, eyes skewering Greg's heart. We're auditing Horizon to ashes. Your contract's dead. Gone. Greg's hands shook, voice a rasp, eyes wet with desperation. You're tossing a decade of loyalty for her nonsense? No, Jenna said, towering over him, voice relentless, unyielding. You tossed it with your betrayal, your greed. In the hall, Greg lunged at me, voice a hiss, tears streaming. You'll burn for this, Sophie. I'll haunt you. Haunt me? I said, tears flooding, voice steady as stone, heart unbowed. You broke us, Greg, shattered our dreams. I'm just the truth you can't outrun. That night, Mia appeared at my door, face pale, sobbing, body trembling. Greg fired me, she cried, voice shattering like fragile glass. Said I'm worthless, nothing. Guilt crushed me, tears spilling, heart breaking. Mia, I dragged you into this fire. I'm so sorry. No, she said, voice fierce, eyes blazing through tears, raw with defiance. He's the monster, Sophie. Let's bury him for good. I hugged her, heart swelling, tears mingling, souls entwined. Together, I said, voice a vow, resolve forged in pain. The audit annihilated Horizon, $800,000 traced to Greg's accounts, bonuses and client trust plundered, a legacy of greed exposed. The board expelled him, and the fallout was apocalyptic. Horizon bled clients, its name a curse. I lit the spark, and the inferno was glorious, a beacon of justice. I launched Blaze Events, a bold agency with Mia as my co-founder. Our hearts fused in purpose, our fight unbreakable. Jenna signed on, her faith a cornerstone, and clients flooded in, drawn by our fire, our truth. My phone buzzed endlessly, teammates, allies, strangers chanting my name, inspired by the collapse of a tyrant. Greg appeared at my office, face gaunt, voice a broken whisper, tears falling like rain. You obliterated me, Sophie, erased my life. Obliterated? I stood, tears flooding, voice a sob, heart pounding with pain and triumph. You stole our dreams, Greg. You called me a curse for fighting for what's ours. I faltered, he said, voice shattering, eyes pleading, raw with despair. Did you have to torch everything I built? Torch? I stepped closer, voice raw, tears streaming, heart a blazing star. You humiliated me, crushed Mia, robbed every soul here. I just unveiled your rot, showed the world your face. He crumpled, voice barely audible, body sagging. I'm nothing now, Sophie. Then rise, I said, pointing to the door, tears scorching my cheeks. Like I did, like we all will. He faded, a specter dissolving into shadow. Months later, Blaze Events soared. 15 clients, a radiant team, Mia my eternal anchor. Horizon was dust, Greg a ghost, his threats empty air. I stood in my office, a photo of my old crew on my desk, tears of triumph falling like rain. I'd exposed a thief, reclaimed our worth, and forged something eternal, a light born from pain. Sometimes the fiercest revenge is kindling a new dawn from the ashes of betrayal, a fire that never fades.